Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to GameStar TV2. We are bringing you more League of Legends action. It is going to be Game 2 of Suddenly Citrus versus Teemo in the New Zealand Championship League, the Canterbury Regional Tournament. We've got Suddenly Citrus at 1-0 up over Teemo and looking very, very dominant and playing true to the form of being favourites tipped for the tournament. My name is Crisis. I'm joined in the studio by Mendrix. G'day, Mendrix.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, pretty good. I don't know if you caught much of the previous match, but it was quite the performance. We saw Gnar appear for the first time in on the Field of Justice in this
Ah,
tournament, and he was pretty much as monstrous as you would expect. But the lane of the game was really the mid lane. Yasuo picking up a double kill very, very early on from an unfortunate, very greedy tower dive that the jungler from Teemo tried to pull off, and from then it was just pretty much murder she wrote. Picking up
yeah. I
very
know the Astros. God, I hate that champion
I mean,
so much.
once he gets rolling, man, he's just literally unstoppable.
Yeah, he is. He really is unstoppable. I think he sort of falls off in the late game, but one decent knock up and he'll wreck your whole team anyway.
Yeah, at one stage he took on three champions underneath their secondary turret in the bottom lane, and he came
Oh,
away with a win.
yeah. It's ridiculous. I've seen him solo teams underneath those double turrets before, but yeah, I can imagine that when they gave up that double kill to Yasuo, they would have been like, oh man, of all the people to give that to, it's not a pretty picture because really needs is that static shiv, and he already starts snowballing.
Yeah, and he got it. He got it super early. He got a static shiv at 8 minutes.
Yeah, there you go. That's once he gets that, that's it.
Yeah,
It's pretty much game.
yeah. So we've got Teemo on the blue side this time round. Representing Teemo, we have Icy, +1, Crow, King Stallion, and Reuven. And they have banned out all three champions targeting the mid laner, Yasuo, Orianna, and Syndra. So they have decided that actually the Cogmore, who carried real hard from the bottom lane, I think he went 7-1 or maybe 8-1 from the bottom lane, maybe 9-1. Wasn't actually the problem. The problem was the mid laner, and so they banned out three mid lane champions, and no ban on Gnar, but it doesn't look like anybody's going to pick it.
No, it doesn't look like it. By the looks of things, both of these players have got pretty good team compositions on both sides. I'd say that's a Rise mid, Nidalee top, obviously Morgana in the bottom, and Graves also with him, obviously, and definitely that Vi. But I haven't seen much Gragas play since his nerf. It really hit his mana regen. I'm a bit worried for him up against the Nidalee. Nidalee's a bit of a powerhouse at the moment in the top lane. She doesn't really do much for team fights, but she's guaranteed to win her lane pretty much.
Yeah, and being a constant annoyance. It's phenomenal. Nidalee keeps getting nerfed and buffed and nerfed and buffed and nerfed and buffed, and she just never actually seems to diminish in power.
Pretty much, she's just still very safe. You can't really Obviously, before she would just siege and throw spears at you and chunk you out. Like she would throw 99 spears, and all she really needed to do is hit one of them. But now in the current games, what she does is she just sits there, pokes away at you just with auto attacks, and then when she sees opportunity, she goes in and one shots you. Like that's literally her gameplay right now, and it's kind of annoying because especially if you're a melee champion, you don't have the same kiting potential. You don't have anything to really deal with that, so there's not much counterplay, which is what everyone's sort of complaining about right now. So you might see a few more nerfs in the future to do with her, but they're not sure how they're going to do it because she doesn't really have the best team fight potential. She has the moment team fights break out, she tends to either demolish the entire team or she gets blown up before anything happens. So it'd be interesting to see what happens there.
I guess the problem is that her contribution to team fights really is drawing two players away from a team fight.
Pretty much. That's why you see them a lot just split pushing. That's literally the new meta when it comes to playing Italy.
Yeah, so other notables here, we see a Vi appearing for the first time in the competition. I'm a bit of a Vi specialist, so I'm looking forward to watching what Oven does with Vi. Of course, by Vi specialist, I mean I miss her Q all the time. So, hoping to see Oven give us a tour de force on Vi as a champion.
Yeah, definitely. Vi's a very fun champion. She's going to be good. She's going to lock down Lucian. He's a very slippery character, and basically that's having the Vi pretty much counters the fact that Lucian will be trying to jump around and use his dashes to get away. Pretty much with the Vi, you got the Vi and the Morgana. So basically, Morgana initiates with the Dark Binding that gives the go button for the Vi. Pretty much every rest of the team will just follow up afterwards. So it's a pretty good combination when you've got the Morgana and the Vi coming through there. Looking at the rest of the or looking at Teemo on this regard, their go button seems to be Gragas. Once you get to decent ulti, I imagine you'll see all the other, you see the Cataclysm, you'll see Ziggs ultimate running through. Obviously, the culling will follow through. But apart from that, they don't. Obviously, and they've also got the Thresh Hook. Thresh Hook is another big initiation tool they have. The moment you get a decent hook in, that's when Gragas will throw his ultimate out. They get the barrel going.
So do you think that the team comp that Teemo picked up is all really about their zone and battle engage positioning sort of thing? You've got the Ziggs who's going to be trying to dictate where people are going in the battlefield, and if things go wrong for them, they've got that disengage available from the Gragas. And in the meantime, they still have the pick potential. While everybody's zoned and spread out because of what Ziggs is doing, you might have a death sentence coming through, or a Gragas ulti used in an offensive manner.
Yeah, definitely the case with these guys. They definitely have a lot of zoning potential, especially with the box that Thresh also has. When they come through, you can't really initiate too well onto a team that has a Thresh box, pretty much. It's quite hard. He slows everyone down. The first person that runs through the box will take a lot of damage, depending on what point into the game it is. So yeah, they definitely have a hard team for them to try and engage onto, which is pretty much allows them to stall out. That might not be in their best interest though to try and stall this game out though, because in this situation, suddenly Citrus has a better late game team.
So shout out to our viewers in the Twitch channel. We've got Feral who had a look at Slobnob's Gnar stats, saying he's really unmatched with him. It's pretty early days, so a player who can pick up a champion very quickly and start dominating straight away is very, very useful. Of course, that's one of the. I'm pretty certain that's one of the principles that Riot actually tries to do. Is they try to make rapid adaptability a real skill that you can pick up and learn and benefit from in League of Legends. So nice to play there from Feral. A quick shout out to EJ, who is going to be sitting out so that you can cast today, Menrix.
Fantastic! Thank you, EJ. You're the man. You are the man.
Okay, so we got Teemo on the blue side. We had an exchange of red buffs in the previous game. We'll have to see what happens in this first one as we see suddenly Citrus, the red side, pushing forward and looking for... They want to grab somebody planting a ward, but they've been spotted. Lucian got down there in time to see Zizik and Dirty Dan heading into that brush.
Yeah, as you can see there, I think that battle stand is one of the strong things that happens when it comes to J4. He lets him know what's happening, just drops it in there. As you can see, they're just backing off now, just throwing the wards down, general warding. Looks like Nidalee's ready to, on the other side of the map, just to start split pushing. Her goal is the towers and towers alone. She does not give a crap about anything else on the map except those top lane towers right now.
Yeah, split pushing already.
She's just sitting there, she's just like, where are my minions? Like, I should be taking the tower right now. What's going on?
Growl.
Pretty much. So
well,
nothing too crazy coming in. They're just, putting in some deep wards there, which is pretty good by Teemo. They're going to know where Vi will be starting up, and that will give Gragas a little bit of a heads up, or bot lane, depending on whether she goes for her red or her blue.
Yeah, no one looking for a lane swap or anything like that. It's simply going to be Gragas versus the Nidalee in the top lane and the bottom lane. We're going to have
Blade and Bade.
Oh, nicely done. So they're rushing through the wards. That water actually expired, and that was there. So in they go, and lots of damage getting exchanged. Elmo having to back away, and Reuven fancies his chances at the moment, but I think he gets the call from his team saying, okay, no, we've driven them off, and that was really the goal here. Let's not chase them. Lovely harass there from the bouncing bombs.
Yeah, definitely in that regard. They may have come out with more damage on the side of suddenly Citrus, but they did manage to burn the flash on Zig, so look for Vi to make her way down to the mid lane pretty early. Because she's basically going to take advantage of the fact that he's not going to have the best mobility late. I think he's definitely going to need to pick up his satchel charge early, just to avoid the Vi coming through at level 2. Because it's something that you need to just be mindful of.
And in a matchup versus the Rise, who are you going to pick? Ziggs or Rise?
Oh, lane-wise, Ziggs. Oh, definitely. Against Rise.
Oh, the flash goes out in the top lane. Icy getting taken down by Nidalee, and straight away the top lane moving in favor of Slobnov there. He saw his opportunity, got the flash and the kill, so that is one lane that Vi doesn't have to pay.
Yes, indeed. That is definitely one lane that Vi does not need to pay attention to. Even if J Force to come through, and there's going to be almost a chance. Nice flash. Vi is there to take you out.
Sorry, his name's
okay.
Ruben.
Oh, it is Riven. Oh my god. They got the fresh. Oh gee.
And I had a bit of the Kiwi accent going on there when I instead of saying.
Well, I thought there was a Riven in the game for a second. I was like, what? There's a Riven? I'm pretty sure there is. There's a nice flash by Dirty Dan there. The ignite is ticking. Will it be enough to take him out? Yes, it is. Dirty Dan just being a little bit too overextending there, managing to take out the Ziggs, but very well done by him to basically take advantage in the lane earlier. But it looks like J4's there to push out the lane and try and force some minion loss for him as well.
Bottom lane at the 4-minute mark is looking pretty strong. Let's have a look here. 17 CS to 12, and Zizek playing a Graves, which we don't often see. Lovely long range and kind of max edge dark binding from Elbow onto Reuven, who's going to stop the back from Zizek, who might actually have been trolling because he's been grabbed. But I think he may well go down. There's the heal. Oh, the heal comes through, saving Zizek. And in fact, it was a troll blue pill there. And unfortunately, the flash again from the Lucian means that both the kill and the flash acquired by suddenly Citrus.
Yeah, definitely good mechanics there by Zizek. Graves is one of those new champions. He just got buffed recently, and he's sort of like seen a resurgence come through. He has a really strong laning phase right now, maybe even stronger than Lucian. So Lucian might be a bit stronger late, but that's completely on coming down to whether he's able to get his cullings off, whether he's able to get his max cooldown reduction, and that might not be the case. It's coming through in the mid lane. Arvin is on Crow right now. The Slush charges up, but it's still not enough, and Dirty Dan picks up the kill onto the Rise.
Nice gank coming all the way through from the buy, and the main reason that happened was because there wasn't a ward in the river brush over here. So hopefully who was a Crow picks up, buy a pink ward, mate, and put it in that brush over there. There you go. That's what you want to do.
As you can see, it looks like Icy's going to be aggressive onto Slobdom right now, but Slobdom's like, mate, what are you trying to do? I'm Nidalee. There's no need for you to go aggressive onto me. It looks like she's going to pick up another kill on the top lane, and already this game seems to be snowballing in suddenly Citrus's favor.
Nice and easy. I don't know why there's this pink ward in the middle of the bottom lane here. It's now dead. But
I think they might be trolling to a degree. Maybe there's an Eve or Kha'Zix I did not know about. Who knows in this situation?
Well, King Stallion taking damage from Zizek again. It wasn't even a trade. Zizek unable to auto attack in return. He's just running scared really at the moment, trying to hold his own. Manages to dash and avoid yet another dark binding from Elmo. And they're pushed back to the turret now. It's 6-1 at the 6.5 minute mark. Almost a 3,000 gold lead already built up for suddenly Citrus. And things not looking good for Teemo in game number 2.
Yeah, definitely the case, and pretty much this was expected. Obviously, that's what happens when you put golds and plats up against a challenger diamond team. But basically, this is good experience for them. Hopefully, they can see and learn from what's happening in this situation. Basically, we're going to hope to see that maybe they can pull off a miracle. I've seen team fights where it's gone.
Oh, another gank coming up in middle. Oven charges up his Q, gets in, gets the flash out of Crow, and Crow dashes away. But Dirty Dan takes a couple of turret hits because he still wants to smack him. He popped his ulti, and I guess he wanted to just get some good value out of it.
Yeah, pretty much. A nice chunking there also down the bottom lane onto King Stallion by Elmo. Already she's becoming a bit of a dominant force. She's finished her Frostfang. So basically, Morgana's damage is still pretty strong. I'm pretty sure they nerfed it last. Nice dodge by Sizzix away to get away from that hook right there. And looks like there's a bit of contention happening in the mid lane. Not in the mid lane, in the bottom red half jungle right now.
Yeah, everybody rotating round to it, Mendrix, as it was a cheeky invade really from Vi, supported by Rise, but because of the movement or the response from the rest of Teemo, they've decided, you know what, discretion is better part of valor. I'm going to get out of here and go and collect my own blue.
Yeah, definitely something weird. Slobnob going aggressive onto Ice right there. Fantastic ultimate by Gragas there, but unfortunately Slobnob has her flash and is able to get away from there. So Slobnob really taking control of the top lane right now.
And we had the camera focused on Slobnob as he tried to go over that wall, and he successfully did so. So that was nice. It's always important when you're getting streamed, not to headbutt walls. As an
right, indeed. I've been guilty of doing it. I remember one time actually I was trying to do it on Renekton in the Baron pit, and I stuffed it up, and I was like, oh my god, and then I was pretty much dead, so I had to flash, and I was just annoyed. But it's just, those little dashes sometimes really get to you, even if you've done it a million times, it always gets you on that worst possible moment.
Well, supposedly getting fixed with the Summoner's Rift update, and we are really looking forward to it. It's had loads and loads of testing on the PvE. Really keen to see it getting released. Ruben down in the bottom lane has gotten Dark bound and absolutely monstered away by the burst coming through from Zizix. We've got a TP down. Icy comes through, and unfortunately, even though the Cataclysm came down, there was a Soul Shackle on both of +1 and Ruben, and Icy, and that was just a walk out of the lane for the bottom lane of Suddenly Citrus.
Yeah, very well done by Elmo there to get the Dark Binding and the Shoal Shackles off in that situation onto both Gragas and J4, and then a nice easy flash right after the ultimate straight away. Looks like they might be positioning for a dragon right now. Looks like they found that pink ward and that nice little brush there. That is a very nice place for that pink ward all the time.
Well, Gragas has TP'd down to the bottom lane, and they really want to get good value out of using their summoner.
Yeah, they're definitely losing top right now,
and they're going to lose top as well. So you know the best opportunity there is for an exchange, but it's not going to happen. +1's got report. He's been assaulted and battered, taken down, and Vi's been kind of left for dead. Vi's decided he wants to get a little bit of fun. Now he comes in a 4 versus 1, and just a little bit of cockiness there. 10-minute mark goes by, and he gets taken down, and the push rotates around onto the mid lane turret for Teemo.
Yeah, this is definitely what Teemo needs right now. This is they're going to pick up some extra gold, they're going to get some shutdowns on, and basically even picked up a free red buff onto King Stallion there. So this gives them a really nice advantage and might give them enough power spike to maybe do something with it. They do have a pretty healthy Thresh there. I'd be more inclined to say that they could go for Dragon, but seeing as Vi's back up, they should be wise to back off right now.
And that's exactly what they're doing. And while the mid turret was getting taken down, Nidalee did not care and took the blue buff, his opponent's blue buff. So very, very happily taking that exchange and continuing the push, going through the wall and back into the top lane to keep just pressing down on this top lane, going for the second tier turret in just a couple of moments.
Just remember, when you play Nidalee, there is no map, there is only top lane, and maybe the blue, and maybe the red, maybe the top red, but there is only top lane. So that's pretty much what you need to remember when you play Nidalee. Looks like there is a counter response from the mid being taken by Suddenly Citrus to take the dragon right now. They can tell that everyone's backed off, so they'll definitely be out of position for that. And it looks like they've managed to recoup some of the losses they just recently received. And looks like they missed that pink ward, but Oven's there to pick it up as well, so it's all good. Looks like also this bottom tower is about to go down, probably the next wave, and they'll take it out. No, it looks like Zizix doesn't mind, he's just going to go for it. A nice culling down onto Zizix right now, but the collateral damage is almost too much. Zizix is... Will the red buff be enough to take him away? No, it's not. He manages to survive by right there on the skin, about 1% there. What's he on right now? 23. So very lucky there by Zizix not to get it finished off by that culling, and they're very lucky to also take the tower along with that.
Yeah, that was a perfect culling in a very bad situation. He'd been bound, he was standing on tormented soil, and he was getting graved to the face. But just a lovely ultimate that saved him. Slobnob pressing as hard as he possibly can. He's got blue buff, so he's going to be able to sustain himself back up from any harass that Icy puts down. And I mean, he's not even trying to avoid the barrels that Icy's putting out. He's just healing through them.
Yeah, definitely, pretty much. It's just once you've got blue buff with nearly, that's all you really need. Just keep throwing away and max your heal. In most cases, I think you see them max. As you can see, yeah, she's maxed the primal surge and the swipe. So pretty much when you play 80 nearly, that's what you do now, because it increases the attack speed buff on you, and plus makes you increases your sustain. Looks like you're going crazy right now onto that top lane. They're going to go hard onto Ice is going hard onto Slobnod. The ignite goes down, but unfortunately, thanks to Oven, there's not much that he could do, and Slobnod takes away with another kill. Sorry, no, not Slobnod. Oven takes another kill.
Yeah, the cavalry arrives and Gragas gets taken down. Had a good attempt at defending there, but really just not able to respond to a self-sustaining level 11 Nidalee with a blue buff.
Yeah, not to mention at this moment she is roughly 70 farm ahead of him.
And consolation, of course, the red team Teemo, blue team Teemo, taking down the bottom turret themselves. So the turret's not as bad a situation as before. We got 4 taken down by suddenly Citrus, and Teemo have managed to pick up 2 turrets of their own. So they're hanging in there by the skin of their teeth.
Pretty much they are hanging in there by the skin of their teeth. But right now the lead is still being pushed forward. I think it's roughly close to a 8k gold lead in suddenly Citrus's favor. So it's going to be interesting to see what Teemo will do to be able to pull this back. It looks like Elmo's being caught out now by a Riven, +1, and the whole team. Looks like the whole Grim Squad's there. Not much you can do. She puts down the Soul Shackles, but it's definitely not going to be enough when it's a 4-on-1.
Yeah, gets the deep wards down, but pays a terrible price, and reduces his team down to a 4 versus 5. Now the attention going on to Zizix, but he gets a monstrous blast through. He gets shut down after getting a rampage, and the shutdown goal all going onto King Stallion. That is the best situation. Dirty Dan coming in again, looking for a, it's a 2 versus 4 at this stage, taking massive amounts of damage, but he's going to get away. Oven gets taken down right at the end there, and King Stallion in fact picks up a spree off of that, and the push onto the mid lane gets going. But guess what? There is a Nidalee in their base, and he is focusing an inhibitor.
Well, like I said, there is no other lanes in a Nidalee game, pretty much. He only worries about top lane. But basically, they're very well done by Teemo there to take advantage of the fact that this is Nidalee's own split pushing.
Call of Demacia comes down, the Cataclysm, stopping Slobnod from pouncing away, but forcing the flash out of +1, who has to try and get away. It's now Slobnod 1 versus Icy. Icy at almost full health, and Slobnod is doing the business on him, gets the flash out, gets a double kill, bounces away, is going up against the Ziggs, is gonna, amazingly gets taken, gets out, but Reuven comes through, smacks him in the face with a chain, picks up the kill there and the shutdown, but not until the base is just in complete disarray, Mendrix.
Pretty much. Right now they've got the massive advantage of the fact of having supers in the top lane. There's also a nice push happening down the bottom lane. Looks like Ryze is going to pick it up, and right now this is the point where Ryze is going to start to get very, very scary as well, because his Rod of Ages is starting to scale. He's almost finished stacking the rest of his Tear of the Goddess, and the moment he picks up his Archangel Staff and turns into a Seraph, he will be very, very strong. And basically, when he goes running into those teams in the 4-on-1s, he might actually come out on top, and that's just the power of Ryze. So it's looking very bad for Teemo right now. Suddenly Citrus definitely taking control. He's stealing away the blue this time. He's playing the role of Nidalee, being like, oh look, a free blue, no worries, thank you very much. And basically now you can see that Nidalee has decided to abandon that top lane. I wouldn't be surprised if she just decides to head down to not to mid lane, into the bottom lane, and decide to go, okay, this is now my new home. There is no other lane on the map but bot lane. So we'll see what happens in this situation. This opens up a Baron for suddenly Citrus, and then from there they can push down into the mid. And
it looks, if they do go for it, it's going to be a 3-man Baron. And they decide, actually, rather not, we're going to press our advantage in the lane. Vi goes back to jungling, because, that's what you do as a jungler. Make sure you collect your camps whenever they're up. And you're absolutely right. Slobnod in the bottom lane, and being a mean old cougar. And basically attracting the entire team.
Yeah, and as they do that, opens up the Baron. As you can see, they're just moving in into the Baron position right now. See, as you can see, they've managed to even Rise is there. Dirty Dan's helping out with keeping the annoyance. They're just walking through the bushes, throwing his Q onto Ziggs there, being like, "Hey guys, look at me, look at me. Don't think about the Baron. There's nothing happening over there right now."
Yeah,
as this is all going on, Slobnob's still taking the bottom turret. King Stallion has no idea what to do.
Yeah, there's no vision on the Baron anyway. Vi getting quite low because it is. They're level 11 taking that Baron down. A 17-minute Baron. So he's been around for 2.5 minutes, really, and been eaten for breakfast already. Bit of Baz Kebab onto the suddenly Citrus players. And Slobnob, well, he'll take the Baron buff, and he's going to take his bottom turret as well.
Slobnob's just wondering, where did this Baron buff come from? There's nothing else on the map but this bot
Yeah,
lane
where he's
right
going
now.
is, wow, okay, so this is now like the 4th turret I've taken. That means I get a purple buff. Yeah.
Looks like he's discovered the dragon right now. He's just jumping over the wall. So they're just helping out, taking the dragon, as you can see, and basically from this point, I think they're at the point now where they're just going to group mid, re-siege there. They don't really have the best siege team. They do have the Nidalee Spears and the poke from Morgana, but apart from that, the low range from Graves makes it difficult. But at this point in the game, with the Baron buff and the massive gold that they have, I don't think it's much of an issue. They should be able just to power right through.
Well,
as you can see, Bryce just powered through and took out the J4. Oven seems to be in a bit of trouble right under the tower, but just really managed to just walk away. Dirty Dan going through. He's been exhausted. The Ignite coming down. Looks like he's not meant for this world right now.
Oh, and Ruben picks up yet another kill. Secures the kill. Zizix going in. It's going to be a 3 versus 1. He gets some help from Oven, who focuses on the MVP of Teemo. Their Thresh. King Stallion fancies his chances, but Oven has got news for him. It goes through, smacks him in the back of the head as he runs past his turret, and they're going to just regen up Mendrix as they keep pushing on this bottom turret.
Yeah, thanks to that Baron buff, they'll be regenerating pretty quickly, and also the lifesteal that Sizik has when he auto attacks. That was a fantastic heal that he did at the last second, just baiting out King Stallion right there in that situation. Although King Stallion had a fantastic culling right there, Sizik was prepared for it. Pretty much when you have the Yumu's Ghost Blade and the Infinity Edge, Graves is pretty much a monster at the moment.
Well, he's sitting on 163 CS and 6 kills for 1 death. No, he's got 1 assist as well, so he's doing his part to help the team.
He's being the AD carry.
Slobnob sitting on 155 CS, 5-1, and pretty much most of that should actually be like 8-1 because at least 4 of those kills Vegas, and he's really fast.
Yeah, pretty much at the moment. He's a very big man. But it looks like they're just posturing around the mid lane. I'm not sure why. They could just group up and finish it. It looks like they're sort of, yes, you could say they're toying with their food right now. But looks like their whole team's there. They've started to continue with the split push motion where they've got part of their team on one side of the map and they've got one player on the other side. Dirty Dan seems to have been up a bit more than he can chew, but looks like he's showing me wrong and he's taking out the Gragas right now. As you can see, this is the situation I was talking about where when it gets to the late game, the Rise is able to actually 1v4. And as you can see, he did 1v4 and he's taking out a triple kill for it. And Slobnob's just there, no worries, J4, I'll jump onto you. I think I can discover the other parts of the map just for that kill right now.
Scumbag Nidalee.
Pretty much.
The GG going down from both teams. Icy knows the score. It was a better game. They definitely had some very good map presence from in comparison to the last game. Icy gets dark bound and Dirty Dan just standing around, takes a bit of a late team to the face. As well, they're not actually going to finish this Nexus, or
maybe the Winions will. No, Sizik's there. Sizik's there. It's all good. Sizik is ending it for us.
So the GGs go out. That is a 2-0 victory in this best of 3 for Suddenly Citrus.
And definitely well done by them to make sure they, basically they just took control of the game and they never gave it up. Kept on constant pressure, and obviously Nidalee just doesn't want to leave her lanes. That's pretty much what the story of Nidalee that game.
Didn't need to. Everybody brought food to her. 8-1 are the stats for Slobnob on the Nidalee. And you've got to wonder, whoever's going to be playing them in the grand finals is going to be thinking, oh, who did we ban out here? They've got a monstrous Yasuo, they've got a monstrous Nidalee, the Gnar was pretty monstrous as well. The Greys just went unbelievably well. Zizix played Cogmore previously and did really well on the Cogmore. Oven seems to have quite a wide jungler champion pool, so this team is looking very, very strong, Mendrix.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very excited to see what they pull out in the next match.
Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, we are not sure exactly which game we will be bringing you just next. It should be the losers bracket semi-final. I'm not sure who's managed to get... In fact, let me have a quick look at Xfire, and we'll be able to tell you exactly who's gotten through. We're going to have... It's going to be Teemo, and they're going to be going up against Songname. So we haven't seen Songname today, or yesterday, Mendrix, so it's going to be good to get them onto GameStar TV2.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, I'm very excited to see what they're able to do, and I'm excited to see if Teemo can redeem themselves from the last match that they played. Although they did play well, I'm not saying you guys did bad. Be interesting to see how it comes through.
Okay, well, just hang out in the Twitch channel, ladies and gentlemen. We will shift over to the... we'll sort out things for the next match. It's going to be another best of 3. It's going to be another semi-final. It's going to be more cracker League of Legends here on GameStar TV2. This is Crisis and Mendrix signing out.